It is the question no one wants to ask themselves, but some circumstances, of course, may require it. Should I get an attorney? Should I get a lawyer?
Yeah, from accidents to employment issues. Today we are navigating several scenarios and looking at when you should really hire legal help and when you might want to save your money and just try to handle it yourself. So here to help us decide is top criminal defense attorney Sara Azari. Welcome, Sarah.
Sarah, good to see you.
Good to see you. You look beautiful, by the way. Love that dress. Okay, so let's jump in. What is the biggest mistake people make when deciding whether or not to get a lawyer and thinking, I can just do this myself?
Yeah, you know, the minute that you're pondering whether or not you need a lawyer, you need to talk to a lawyer, okay? Because there are things you can do yourself, but until you consult with an attorney, you just don't know what those are. And there's a fine line that you cross. You might want to, you know, start doing it yourself, and then you go into the don't do it yourself zone. You just don't know when that is. So start by consulting with a lawyer. And then you can make a determination, like we're going to talk about the different scenarios today, as to, you know, which we need to do.
And we all know that navigating the system can be difficult for anyone, especially if you've never gone to law school like yourself and passed a bar, you know, and been successful. Let's go through some scenarios. You talked about it. So I take my child to a trampoline park. They injure themselves, and I signed a waiver. Can I still get an attorney, or do I have to go by exactly what's in the fine print?
You absolutely need an attorney because of that fine print. Waivers have to check certain boxes. So they have to be a certain font. They have to not be buried in that fine print. They have to be very clear to understand. So you need to get a personal injury attorney who specializes in premise liability, because even if the waiver does check those boxes, well, if it checks those boxes, then you could be out of luck. But if the trampoline, for example, had a product liability issue, like the spring was broken, they can't hold you to that waiver. So you definitely need a lawyer in that circumstance.
Because I would assume that if you sign a waiver,
yeah, you're
it's
done,
pretty much
right?
done. It's a done deal.
Yeah, no, not at all. Waivers are not ironclad.
All right. Let's talk about something that I think we can all agree on. You know, we probably got a speeding ticket or something like that. I can speak for myself. Yeah, you have many.
I live in LA.
Yeah,
I drive.
Rihanna's the only perfect one right here. So what happens if you want to fight a traffic ticket in court? Do you hire an attorney? Do you try to do it yourself?
Okay, to contest the ticket, to go to trial. Okay, so I'm going to tell your viewers a little secret, okay? So first of all, don't. Save your money, okay? Go to court, set the initial hearing, the arraignment, plead not guilty, ask for a trial date. Go back to the trial date. If the cop does not show up, you win. I was about
to say, most of the time they don't show up.
Yeah, the ticket goes away. If the cop does show up and say, oh, Your Honor, I'm sorry, I would like some time. I would like to get a new trial date so I could get an attorney. And then go hire an attorney. But really think, DeMarco and Rhiannon, twice about contesting a ticket, because they tend to believe the police officer in a uniform over what you say. Unless you have some solid defense that you can present, like you want the driver or whatever, then you know, you might want to make a deal with the judge, get a lower fine or get lesser violations, and avoid having to, you know, take the fall on a higher fine.
I think it also depends on the size of the city. In LA, I think your chances of a cop not showing up to court are much greater than a small town where, you know, you just got about 40, 50 on the floor.
I kept continuing it because he kept showing up until he didn't show up and I won.
You won the case.
That was my latest ticket.
So for all of the homeowners out there, what if a delivery person or someone else slips and falls in your driveway? Should you get a lawyer?
No. You need to have insurance. You need to have homeowners insurance or renters insurance. And that's what you're paying for, so that if something like that happens, you can open a claim and let them know, let them handle it. And then if it gets litigated and goes to court, they have lawyers that will defend you and protect you. That's what you're paying for insurance. Now, one thing you have to do in that instance is document. Go out there, look at the floor, see if there's oil, there's a crack, or did this guy just lose his balance? Because then he might be out of luck. And if he lets you, you know, document his injuries too, if there's any visible injuries, to protect yourself.
Or did they just see what kind of home you live in and say, oh, wow,
they might
got a lot
come
of
back
money.
and get injured.
Let me fall a little bit.
Let me
take a little slide down. Yeah, you got to be careful. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Good to see you, too. That's the best advice you could have
So
given
helpful,
us.
Sarah. Thank you. And by the way, you can catch her new series, Death by Fame, which looks at the dark side of Hollywood. That premieres Monday, January 23rd on ID.
Can't wait to check it out.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.